Okay. All right. Good morning. I would like to call to order this meeting of your Fremont County Board of County Commissioners and invite you to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I will ask those who are trying to dial in and everyone who is already with us on Facebook or perhaps on our YouTube channel. We are experiencing a few minor technical problems, so please bear with us. I also would like to ask if you are looking on Facebook and having a problem with audio, or if you are trying to dial in as well, you can go to the YouTube channel, which is Fremont County Government, and you will be able to see this meeting live there. That is your best opportunity to not have audio issues that we experience with some of the other methods we are currently using trying to bring you our meeting today. All right. Mr. Grantham, may we have roll call?
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
Commissioner McFall.
Present.
Commissioner Payne.
Present.
County Attorney Jackson.
Present.
County Manager Bryant.
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Garrett.
Present.
Thank you. Turning next to the approval of today's agenda, we do have one addition to the consent agenda. We will be moving items 6 and 7 down and replacing item 6 with a new number 6. That item is approval of Fremont County Airport land lease with Gregory and Sharon Gempler for Hangar 12E.
That, Madam Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Well, isn't that approval of just the agenda?
Did you say consent?
I'm sorry, I did say consent.
Okay.
Approval of the agenda.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Commissioner
Now a
Payne.
second.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
It has been moved and seconded to approve today's agenda. Further discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Moving next to the consent agenda.
Madam Chair, with the addition, we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve today's consent agenda. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I would like to note with today's consent agenda, we are scheduling a public hearing for April 28th, 2020 at 10 a.m. That public hearing will be a request for a temporary use permit for Howard Creek Farm to allow a wedding venue, including a hay barn on 11 acres adjacent to the Arkansas River in Howard. So if you're interested in that, that will happen on April 28th at 10 a.m. All right, moving on to administrative and informational topics. Staff and elected officials, we do have a county clerk's monthly report. Good morning, Mr. Grantham.
Good morning, Madam Chair. The county clerk's report for the month of February of 2020 is as follows. Total motor vehicle fees, sales tax, and recording fees collected for February 2020 were $934,801.32. Fremont County's portion for disbursement is $515,929.34, which is a 55% of the total fees and is $39,080.98 less than last February. Year to date, our office is down $12,972.66.
All right, thank you for that. Questions, gentlemen?
No, I move to accept the county clerk's report, monthly report.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to accept the county clerk's monthly report. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We turn next to County Manager Sunny Report for her monthly report.
Sunny report.
Sunny Bryant for her monthly report. Come on, you know what I meant.
Thank you. So just a couple of quick notes. On Thursday, March 12th, Commissioner McFall and I attended a Colorado Opportunity Scholarship Initiative meeting. This is a great scholarship for individuals that have a lower EFC on their FAFSA, and so if you want more information on that, it's for high school seniors. There's actually some opportunities for individuals that are already attending college. So go on to our county website at www.fremontco.com, and we do have some information on this scholarship opportunity. The deadline has been extended. We're looking at the end of April for that, but we're in close discussions, just making sure that we're able to accommodate all of the students that are needing to apply for that scholarship. On Tuesday, March 17th, Commissioner McFall, our extension agent, Jeremy McNeely, and I attended a grant hearing for a DOLA grant that we've applied for a Pathfinder Park project. So we've applied for $1 million through that grant, and so we're hoping to be able to build a community center with that project, and so hopefully over the next few weeks we'll hear back as to whether we were one of the recipients of that grant. And then we are currently reviewing our county policies and processes, procedures, and everything just to make sure that we are keeping up with everything going on with COVID-19. We're looking through different ways to make sure we can be prepared for things that can come up in the future. And so this is definitely all new to us. We're participating in various conference calls with other managers and different people throughout the state, just trying to make sure that we're keeping up with all of it. So it's been very busy through our office.
All right, thank you for that, Sunny. And next, sales and use tax report.
All right, so I will show this on the screen. It will be available on the county website for anybody that's interested in this as well. So the retail sales tax collections, let me zoom in just a little bit so we can see it better here, through January of 2020. So in January of 2020, the numbers came in at $425,752. Which is up $65,504 from January of last year. We are keeping a very close eye on this, though, because we know it will definitely be impacted with the changes that people are having to do with the shopping, and so we'll be watching this very closely and responding appropriately when it comes to expenditures over the next few months. The auto use tax collections, as Clerk Grantham indicated, the county's portion came in at $78,006, which is down $5,499 from last year. And year to date, we're slightly down at $365. The construction use tax collections came in at $15,807, which is up $11,536 from last year. The lodging tax collections came in at $147, which January is an off month. They remit quarterly typically, so we'll keep an eye on that over the next few months as well. And then the sheriff's 1% retail sales tax in January came in at $283,835, which is up $43,669 from last year. And the sheriff auto use tax collections came in at $52,004, which is down $3,666 from last year. And then lastly, the sheriff's construction use tax came in at $10,538, which is up $7,691 from last year. So like I said, we'll keep a very close eye on all of these moving forward. I'm looking at various ways that we can try to get with the state, see what they're offering for any of the local businesses and everything, and we'll be sending out anything that we hear of that may be available over the next few months. So.
All right, thank you, Sunny. Comments, gentlemen? Anything?
Yeah, sure. As we all know, we're fighting with the COVID-19 and the impact of that, which Sonny just talked about some of that, because tourism, of course, is going to be down, lodging is going to be down, the businesses are going to be down, so it's affecting the whole gamut of the world, basically. Our public health director, who's here today to talk to us in a little bit, she's doing a great job of following what the state's doing. Appreciate that very much. Her and our emergency manager working well together, trying to keep the public updated on everything that's going on, and it's a pretty tough job. Some people are a little more panicked than others it seems like, but I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to panic or just hold out, but let's hold it together and hold out a little bit. This will pass eventually, and as Sonny mentioned, we're always looking for the resources that we can help small businesses with. I know there's small business loans available. Yes, it's a loan. It's a low interest, but it would help you pay the rent, and hopefully your landlord will forego that anyway, but keep your employees employed as much as possible and just be careful and respect everybody. That's all I've got. Thank you.
Anything?
Can't add to that.
Well, I can. I just would like to add to what Commissioner McFall just said. Having the opportunity to serve on the board for Colorado Counties Incorporated, the board has been working very closely with the governor's office through CCI administrative teams and staffs. And we've had some real issues to try to work our way through with the governor's office and with the state of Colorado. We are trying to make our voices be heard in the governor's office before he issues the continued executive orders that he's been doing. We believe that he and his staff have not really been taking counties to heart and how some of those orders may end up affecting counties, especially rural ones. So we have been working through CCI and the governor's office very closely to make our voices be heard, which means we are making your voices be heard. I also have been working closely with Action 22. I serve on that organization as a board member as well. And we are coming together again tomorrow in a very lengthy teleconference, since we can't all get together now, to again talk about how all of these things are affecting counties. We're reaching out, we're trying to help each other through and using best practices that others maybe have already figured out. So there is more to come. There is a lot happening right now. As I think we've said before, this thing seems to be changing hourly, and every single day we get new directives from the federal level, from the state level, and we're doing our very, very best to keep up. So, all right, anything else before we move on? Okay, we have no old business for consideration today. We'll move right into new business. With us this morning, we have Carrie Porter of the Department of Human Services, and she's bringing to us a Child Abuse Prevention Month proclamation.
Yes.
Good morning,
guys.
Carrie.
Good morning. Good morning.
So I just want to add a little bit to what you guys were just saying first before I get to the proclamation. I just wanted to take a quick moment just to remind everyone that now more than ever, we as a community need to be mindful of our children. With all the stress, uncertainty, and change and routine, our children and families are more vulnerable than ever. So if you see a family in need, please either call us yourself or encourage the family to reach out to us, that even though our building is closed, we are still there. We're working hard to make sure that individuals, children, and families are receiving the services and supports that they need during this time. It really is up to all of us to take care of one another during not only these times, but all of the time. So as quoted by the famous Dalai Lama, be kind whenever possible, and it is always possible. So with that, I will read the proclamation.
I like that. Thank you, Carrie.
Yes. Okay, so whereas children have a right to thrive, learn, and grow to their full potential, and whereas children are key to our state's future success, prosperity, and quality of life, while children are our most precious resource, they're also our most vulnerable. And whereas strengthening Fremont County's families is one of the most effective ways to prevent child abuse and neglect, ensuring the opportunity for children to develop in healthy, trusting families, schools, and neighborhoods, and whereas when we ensure the healthy development of the next generation, they are more likely to contribute positively to our communities and be productive, responsible citizens. And whereas we all play a role in preventing child abuse and neglect, and there are ways everyone can get involved to help a child, even those individuals who aren't raising a child or working with children every day, just one person has the power to make an extraordinary difference in the lives of both children and families. And whereas the state is currently implementing initiatives for improving the safety and well-being of children and families across Colorado, and whereas we must come together as partners to keep children safe and extend a helping hand to children and families in need, and whereas we will work to ensure that Fremont County's children will grow to their full potential as the next generation of leaders, helping to secure the future of our communities, state, and nation, and whereas I call upon all citizens of Fremont County to provide safe, stable, and nurturing relationships and environments for our children, free of violence, abuse, and neglect. And now, therefore, we, the Fremont County Commissioners, by virtue of the authority vested in the board, hereby proclaim April of 2020 Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month, and in doing so urge all citizens to join in a national effort to raise awareness about the importance of preventing child abuse.
Thank you for that. I would ask you, we typically have a couple of community events during this month. One of the things I know we always try to participate in is the Living Blue Ribbon.
Yes.
And so understanding probably none of these things are going to be happening in the next month. Do you have alternate plans to try to get word out to folks?
Yes, so actually we're doing a couple things. I did bring a blue shirt here, and it's actually a shirt that we designed. So a lot of people in the community did purchase these shirts to wear because we're encouraging everyone to wear blue on Wednesdays still. So this is a shirt that we designed, Every Child Matters, and on the back, Logan, our special projects coordinator, designed Pinwheels for Prevention Danger Ranger. So you'll see these throughout the community, people wearing them. But even if you don't have one, definitely wearing blue on Wednesdays. Take pictures, post them on Facebook. If you want to tag us, it's Pinwheels for Fremont County. We would love to even have a whole bunch of pictures of people wearing blue and maybe make a virtual blue ribbon, kind of plug people in, figure out how to do that, share the word there. If people have pinwheel gardens or would like a pinwheel garden, we would still encourage people to put the pinwheel gardens out for everybody to see. I wanted to thank local law enforcement as well. They all agreed and partnered up with us. They are all going to be having the blue ribbon magnets on all of their patrol cars throughout the month of April, so we'll see that as well. So yeah, just encouraging people to talk, like I said before, just being more aware now than ever. The highest percentage of reports that we get for children are from mandated reporters, from schools, from child care facilities. So with kids being home right now, the risk is still there. So just people being cognizant and aware of what's going on, and like I said, if a family's in need, reaching out to us. So yeah, wear Blue Wednesdays, wear your little pens, talk about it, put your pinwheel gardens out. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah.
your report.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, anything? Questions, comments?
With that, Madam Chair, I move to accept the Fremont County Child Abuse Prevention Month proclamation for April 2020.
Let's approve it rather than accept it.
Okay, let's approve it.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second that.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the Child Abuse Prevention Month proclamation for the month of April 2020. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being
Carrie.
here.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
guys for
Carrie.
letting me come.
Up next under new business is a proclamation for National Public Health Week. And we have with us this morning an incredibly busy Emma Davis, who is the director of Fremont County Public Health and Environment. Good morning, Emma.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't want to touch this, but I'll get close enough so y'all can hear me. So yes, COVID-19, we are very, 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 very busy at public health right now. We're doing our very best to respond and make decisions that are based off science and trends that we are watching across the nation, that we have seen across the world. These decisions are put in place to protect you and protect our citizens. So please do your very best to practice social distancing. Avoid crowded places, just do what you can so that we don't have to make decisions to where we can't do those things. So let's do your best, keep holding people accountable, keep holding businesses accountable. We appreciate everything that everybody's doing. It's very difficult. We are not immune to this either, even though we're working in it. We are feeling the effects personally as well. So we are with you the whole way. So thank you, everybody, for what you're doing. And thank you, commissioners, for being very engaged, very involved, and Brenda and everybody in the county for doing that part. I appreciate it. So when we first decided to do this proclamation and recognize National Public Health Week, we wanted people to know what public health did and what we did for the county and community. So we came up with this entire year of how we're going to get more health education and let people know what public health is. But now I think everybody knows what public health does and that we are here. But this COVID-19 is a piece of what we do. There are still other public health threats, and we are still addressing those as we see them. So Public Health Week, this is to recognize everybody in public health across the United States and for Fremont County. So our plan was this week was to have a nice week-long event where everybody got to see all the different departments and what we did, but we're just going to move forward without doing that and pay attention to it virtually on our Facebook page. So I'll read the proclamation.
Sure.
We, Fremont County Commissioners by virtue of authority vested in the board, do hereby proclaim April 6th to 12th, 2020 National Public Health Week and encourage all citizens to promote the equitable public health of all citizens in Fremont County.
All right, thank you for that, Emma. I just would like to point out for public health that we are all doing a lot of things, as you just mentioned, to try to avoid the spread of COVID-19. And I just want to remind people that when we come out on the other side and we're in good shape, don't look back and say, well, that was for nothing, because it was for everything. And that's why we're going to get through this the way that we are. So I just wanted to make a point of that, so thank you. Gentlemen, your wishes?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the proclamation declaring National Public Health Week in Fremont County, April 6th through the 12th, 2020.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the proclamation for National Public Health Week of April 6th through 12th of 2020. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. Thank you so much, Emma, for being
Thank
here.
you, Emma.
Our next 5 items of business should go relatively quickly. They all have to do with awarding bids for the Fremont County Department of Transportation. And with us this morning, we have Director Tony Adamick. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
So we'll start with an award bid for asphalt mix.
Okay, just a little note here also with all of our materials. We put out a request for material pricing on February 12th. We did that through email, and then also it was posted on our website. The pricing was due back on March 12th, and at 1 o'clock we publicly opened all bids. Then for our asphalt bid, our department would recommend that we award the bid for a half-inch SX asphalt mix to Fremont Paving at $61 a ton, and then we will deliver to the job sites.
Okay, and this looks like it's going to be approximately 2,900 tons
Yeah.
during the year.
Close to that.
Okay, give or take.
Yep.
All right.
Madam Chair, move to approve the asphalt bid, half-inch asphalt mix to Fremont Paving, $61 a ton, approximately 2,900 tons.
Second that.
It has been moved and seconded to award this bid for the asphalt mix to Fremont Paving at $61 a ton for all asphalt projects. It's approximately 2,900 tons, and Fremont County crews will deliver to job sites. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Up next is an award bid for TAC oil. Tony?
For the TAC oil, what we recommend for the award would be the SS1H TAC oil to Suncor Energy at $1.81 a gallon, and then that will be from their Pueblo plant for our projects. It's going to be 2,900 gallons approximately, and then we will pick up the material at the plant.
And just as clarification, the reason that you do it that way is because you can do it more economically than having it delivered here. Is that correct?
Yes, the 2,900 gallons is like a half of a tanker load, and the surcharge for having it delivered is enormous.
Okay, thank you. All right.
That, Madam Chair, I move to award bid for TAC oil SS1H to Suncor Energy at $1.81 a gallon from their Pueblo plant for asphalt projects, approximately 2,900 gallons, and Fremont Department of Transportation will deliver to the job site.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to award the bid for TAC oil to Suncor Energy at $1.81 per gallon from Pueblo plant, and our Department of Transportation will deliver for approximately 2,900 gallons. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Up next, we're looking at an award bid for emulsion oil.
Okay, with the emulsion, there's actually 3 recommendations for different types of material. The CRS2P emulsion, which we use for our chip seal, we're looking at awarding it to Suncor for 77,000 gallons at $1.91 a gallon. With that material, we're going to contract with H&E Transport for the actual delivery of that product to us. Doing that, we're going to save about 8 cents a gallon compared to what Suncor would deliver the same product for. The next one would be the CRS2P fog seal for our chip seal projects. 19,500 gallons at 96 cents a gallon. And that's gonna be from the Flow plant also, and then H&B Transport will also deliver that. For our patching that we do all summer long on the roads, the HFMS 2P from Suncor Energy, for 20,000 gallons at $2.61 a gallon, and Suncor will deliver that from Grand Junction, actually. The H&B is not set up for that type of oil. It takes different trailers. So.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Madam Chair, I move that we approve the emulsion bids, the three bids that Mr. Adamic quoted there. Instead of me repeating all of them, I think he was very clear on the amounts and who was going to transport.
I'll second that.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to award the bid for emulsion oil as just explained by Director Adamic. So I think we should be okay with that. We all have it in writing as well as verbally from Tony. So are there further questions, discussion?
It's just a comment. I find it interesting that you can contract with H&B Transport cheaper than Suncor themselves delivering it. That's just interesting.
Yeah.
Well, most of the loads that actually Suncor does with their transportation, they come out of Denver.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
All right, thanks, Tony. Let's do roll call.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, up next, bids for aggregate chip for the chip seal program. Tony.
For the chip seal, we recommend, there's going to be two different sizes of rock that we're going to be using this year. Half-inch aggregate rock chip, 150 ton of it at $16.50 a ton, and then three-quarter aggregate chip rock, about 1,100 ton of it, $13.25 a ton, and that would be to the aggregate source in Kansas City. And that's for chip seal for our east end of the county. We have rock for the west end chip seal already. That's what's stockpiled.
And this rock will be picked up by Fremont County
Yes.
at the quarry. Okay, thank you. Gentlemen?
Okay, Madam Chair, I move to approve the bid for aggregate half-inch chip rock at $16.15 a ton, and three-quarter inch aggregate $13.25 a ton to the aggregate source of Canyon City, and Fremont County will pick up the aggregate at the quarry.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to award the bid for aggregate to the aggregate source of Canyon City, as just explained quite well. So I don't think I need to repeat that. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, Tony, and finally, your last item on our agenda this morning is to award a bid for dust guard liquid suppressant.
And our recommendation is that we do the Dust Guard liquid supply from GMCO. They have a storage facility in Florence there, and the price would be 0.705 cents a gallon, and approximately 223 gallons of material. And then we will pick up and then apply to the roads. And that's going to be estimating about 50 miles of road that we'll be able to treat.
I was going to ask you that. Thanks for that.
Okay, Madam Chair, I move that we approve this dust suppressant bid for GMCO storage yard at 0.705 a gallon, approximately 223,000 gallons. And our DOT will apply the materials to the roads.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to award this bid for Dust Guard liquid to GMCO storage yard in Florence at 0.705 per gallon for approximately 223,000 gallons, with Fremont County picking up and applying to roads. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much, Tony. I know
Thank
you
you,
work
Tony.
really hard on every year on getting Fremont County the best prices possible, so we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now the hour has reached 10 o'clock. We have a public hearing before us. This is for a new liquor license application for Rocky Top River Ranch LLC, a beer and wine license at 10281 US Highway 50 in Howard, Colorado. We have with us this morning Representative Ritt Frazier, and I will call this public hearing to order. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Can we ask you just for an overview on what your business plan is, what you're asking us to do for you this morning?
I'm just trying to generate revenue for the campground, RV park business. We're limited as far as revenue streams to renting out rooms and RV sites. So I'm trying to get some kind of a different revenue stream with a beer and wine license
For the campground.
for the campground.
Okay.
It would just be one limited area.
Can you speak just a little closer to the mic?
It would just be
Thank you.
one limited area, like a deck, actually. It wouldn't be for the whole campground itself.
Okay. Also not inside the restaurant, is that correct?
Correct, not inside the restaurant.
Okay. All right. Can we have a staff report, please?
Yes, everything's in order with the clerk's office. I think the only 2 items that he needed to bring today were the current sales tax license and proof of publishing, which I believe he has with him. But other than that, everything was submitted to our office.
All right. Thank you. Quick question for you, Dottie. The last information that I saw said we did not yet have a response from the sheriff. Did we get a response from the sheriff?
No, we have not.
We did not.
No.
Okay. All right. This is a public hearing, and we really struggled on how to do this and actually be able to accept public input on this. So I believe because we are not allowing calls in, we obviously couldn't allow anyone inside the building to stand and speak on this. I believe our decision was to put off this decision for the next 2 days and then to come back into a meeting on Thursday, which we have not officially scheduled yet, but we will get that scheduled. We will get word out and to actually make a decision at that time to allow the public the opportunity to comment on this. So with that, all right, commissioners, questions. You have the applicant in front of you.
So that is, people can email us in or call us, and that'd be on the public.
Telephone calls really are not accepted for a public hearing because they go to one person and not to all of us.
Okay, so we
And
need emails.
Public input needs to be available to the public following a decision. So it would need to be in the form of an email to one or all commissioners or to the county clerk's office. It could come in the form of a letter that is dropped off in one of our drop boxes here at the county building at 615 Macon Avenue.
Okay, I have a question for you. What are you going to do about training your staff in order to serve this?
I would make sure they know the boundaries. It's pretty laid out, 12 by 36 deck. Make sure that no alcohol is taken out of that area. It is just a beer and wine license, and it can only be open from afternoon till dark hours. So it's not going to go on throughout the evening. But I would make sure that the employees know their responsibilities.
What is that bartender waitress training
Is
called?
it, what's it called, safe? Get
Get tips.
Different one, okay.
I would suggest,
Go to gettips.com, I believe.
I would suggest that you have your staff and yourself to that, go to gettips.com. It's a training on that, but it not only keeps you in the boundaries, but it teaches you not to overserve somebody, that type of stuff, the signs that you might see of somebody that's drank too much, or to keep from anything happening bad that way.
It also does discuss the age requirements for drinking to ensure that everyone knows how to check for those. So, Dottie, is that a requirement that they all be trained through?
Tips trained, I don't think it's a requirement. I
Okay.
think it's good
But it's a very
policy.
strong recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I would strongly recommend it, just to keep you and your staff out of trouble, because then they would know exactly what to look for.
And just a side note, we were supposed to have liquor license, LED, the Liquor Enforcement Division was going to be here this last Monday to give licensees just their side of the licensing and how it works for enforcement. So we will be rescheduling that when all of the COVID-19 stuff settles down, and so that might be something that you can come to too.
So you'll be notifying all
Yeah, we've notified all license holders that in the unincorporated. Actually, we've reached out to everybody, even in inside city limits, because it's nothing really to do with us. We're just providing the space, and then the Liquor Enforcement Division is coming down, and they're giving 2 separate trainings, one for enforcement and one for licensees. So.
Okay, all right, thank you for that.
Are you going to have more specific hours of operation? I mean, you said afternoon till after dark. That seemed a little vague.
If I was to obtain this license, I could narrow it down to a more of a specific time frame, but it being outside, it wouldn't be past dark. I don't know what time we would start to be open. It's all new.
So what if we said you had to have it narrowed down to get this license?
1 o'clock till 9 o'clock?
Okay.
All right, that'll work. Thank you.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I guess just to kind of reiterate on what you said, it's not that we don't want to make a decision today, we just need to make it fair for everyone that might have something to say. So that's why we're going to allow them the 2 days to email us. We may or may not get any, and then we'll make the decision from then.
And we will schedule another meeting for this coming Thursday, just 2 days from now. We have not actually scheduled that yet, but we will. We also will get all notifications out as required by law. It will be a scheduled meeting and not another emergency meeting. So, is there anything else before I close this public hearing?
Madam
Do we
Chair.
need a motion to
Madam
table?
Chair.
Madam Chair.
Okay.
Yes.
Just for those listening in, if you do drop something off in the drop box, please put it in an envelope, attention to the clerk to the board. And if you do want to fax something in, our fax number is 719-276-7338, and just put attention to the clerk of the board. That way I can get those and make sure they get to the appropriate places.
Good idea.
Great, thank you. I totally forgot about fax. So deadline for comments, I'm anticipating that we will schedule this meeting Thursday afternoon, so deadline for comments will be noon this coming Thursday. So I believe we need a motion to table a decision until Thursday.
With the public hearing open?
Yeah, we can close the public hearing now. All right. The public hearing portion is closed, but we are continuing to accept public comment.
Madam Chair, I move to table this decision until a meeting that will be scheduled for Thursday afternoon to allow public comment via email or fax.
Or letter dropped off.
Or letter dropped off, yep, in the Dropbox.
Okay.
Do we have a deadline on that public comment?
We just said
Noon on
noon
Thursday.
Thursday.
Noon on Thursday.
Yes.
Okay, I second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to table this particular item to Thursday, that will be March 26th, to allow for us to receive additional comments from the public. Those comments can come through fax, email, or by dropping them off here at our building, 615 Macon Avenue in Canyon City. Deadline for comments will be noon on Thursday for anyone who's interested in commenting. All right, anything further with that? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye?
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we do apologize to the applicant for not being able to make a decision on this, but without doing it this way, we would actually have to table the entire application until we were once again open to the public. We didn't want to do that, so thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you, sir.
All right, back to new business. We have a request for a minor subdivision, 19-005, the Winters subdivision. We have with us this morning George Hall for an explanation on the application. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is a 28-acre site along Pinyon Avenue. It's kind of got an interesting story to it. The property is owned by a trust. There were 3 members of the trust, the father and 2 brothers. Ironically, the brother that is dealing with this, in a 2-week period, died.
Certainly, that'd be great. Thank you.
So there's no structures on the big lot?
No, sir.
So can you talk a little bit about driveway access, what accesses currently there are, and the future plan, if anyone wanted to build on the larger piece, what an access permit might look like?
Right where your pan is right there is basically where the access to the large parcel would be. That is only 100 foot in width right now. The minimum lot width is 150 feet. So that section that your hand is in would be basically considered a no-build zone, and that would be where the driveway would be coming in for access to the property.
Okay, thank you.
That property between that and the 1 acre lot, that's not part of this property at all then? huh?
No, sir, it is not. They did not own that. That comes from I have no explanation of it or anything else. That was something that was done in the 70s
Okay.
and very surprising the way that it was constructed.
This is one of the most oddly shaped lots I think I've ever seen.
I will not argue with you at all.
Yes. All right.
So these other no-build zones over here, why? What are those?
Basically, there's some evidence of mining activity. One of them, the one in the middle of the property, there is a adit that has been filled in and reclaimed by it's got a tag, it's the Geological Society actually closed that up. The other area down at the bottom there is an old mine dump type of site. I could not find that there was any tunnels from it or anything else. If anybody was to try to develop it or anything, we put no build zones around these areas where there would not be allowed any building to be done.
The generalized area of this is just off of Pinion Avenue, I believe, near Brookside.
Yes, ma'am. It's right at the end of Locust on the west side, and that's
Okay.
some of the Ash Street extension on the east side.
And is that Pinion that's up north?
Pardon me, ma'am?
Is that Pinion that's up north?
Yes, and
Okay.
on the north side.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Further questions?
Not yet.
No?
This is not a public hearing, so,
I know, do you want a step
Okay.
report, Phil?
yeah, we're going to do that. All right, are we
You
good?
have one for Sean.
Okay. All right, Sean, let's have a staff report.
Okay, so the department has reviewed the application and found it to be complete in a true representation of the requests as stated herein. The department finds that all minimum requirements for the Fremont County subdivision regulations will be satisfied by this application. There was 2 contingency items, which George did just turn in, and those look good, so those would be satisfied with this.
So you are satisfied with the information he just handed over?
Correct.
So that removes the contingency items from our decision today?
It would.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Sean?
So yeah, I do have a question on the waiver request of the drainage plan. So the idea there is to wait till their potential development for a drainage plan?
Yeah, so they're deferring it into the time of application for development, and then a drainage plan will be submitted at that time.
It would be hard, I would imagine, to put together a drainage plan, not knowing how you were going to develop and what buildings were going to go where.
It's a little difficult without knowing proposed sizes and where it's going to be placed at, so.
So the information we have before us, Sean, says there are no waiver requests. Do we need to include a drainage plan in the future of some sort, or not necessarily?
That is noted on the plat, and so once it comes for review, it'll be taken care of then.
Okay, so we don't need to include that in a motion.
Okay.
No.
Okay, thank you. Anything further, gentlemen? Motion?
Madam Chair, I move to approve minor subdivision 19-005, the winter subdivision. As noted, the 2 contingency items are no longer valid. They got taken care of, and there's no waiver requests. Seems pretty straightforward.
Second.
We like these that are straightforward. It has been moved and seconded to approve minor subdivision 19-005, the Winters subdivision for a parcel that's currently 28.54 acres in size, to create 2 lots, with one lot being 1.09 acres, the second lot 27.43. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Be safe.
Yeah.
The next item on our agenda is another request for a minor subdivision. This is JP Properties subdivision, located at the intersection of Pinion and Ash near the town of Brookside. And we have with us this morning Matt Koch. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Matt.
This property is actually located just to the northeast of the last one you just saw, located at the intersection of Pinion and Ash. It's a 3-lot subdivision. There's an existing house and outbuildings that we located on Lot 2 that will remain. Lot 1 and Lot 3 are vacant for future residential uses. Jen and Dan Reed are the owners of this property. They have been in the area for quite some time. They developed land in Brookside and the other areas out in the park. There were 2 contingencies on this. The Department of Transportation needed an access permit for lot 2, and the other one was the septic design. So we did receive the septic design yesterday, and working on the Department of Transportation. So we will turn those in once we do have both of those received. Otherwise, if you have any questions.
Questions?
No, I did. Oh, yeah, I do. On the far east side there, then that strip, that's going to be the access to the lot 3, right? And that's not very wide either, so that's going to be a no-build area, obviously.
No build. We labeled it on the plat as a no-build area.
Okay.
Also, the ditch company, now that you say that, did want us to show there's a ditch that runs across from the ditch that runs in between the properties to Pinion, and they want us to show that on the plat, so it's reference for future owners. So.
All right.
Okay.
Questions, comments? All right, let's have a staff report.
Okay, so the department has reviewed the application and found it to be complete and true representation of the request as stated herein. The department finds that all minimum requirements for the Fremont County subdivision regulations will be satisfied by this application. There was 2 contingencies. We did just get the sign off on the DOT, FC dot access, so that's taken care of. And so the only thing we have is the OWTS report. So as soon as we get that, everything will be taken care of.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I don't think I had anything further. Gentlemen, if nothing further, the board chair is prepared for a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to approve request for minor subdivision 20-001, JP Property Subdivision, requesting a minor subdivision of the property. The site is located at the intersection of Pinion and Ash near the town of Brookside, with one contingency is the submittal of the on-site wastewater treatment report.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve this request for a minor subdivision for JP Properties, located at the intersection of Pinion and Ash, with the one contingency item as described. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
You just email that report, Matt.
All right, the next item on our lengthy agenda today is the Fremont County Accountability Report. Generally, we take this time to go through the entire report slide by slide and discuss what's been happening here in Fremont County with every department that we have and with as many elected officials as we can convince to give us a report for them. With the state of things today and how busy we all are doing so many other things, the board has made the determination. We already have posted this on our website. It is available at fremontco.com. We may, at a future meeting when things have settled down a little bit and we have more time, we may go ahead and present that to the public on a slide-by-slide basis. But right now, it's on our agenda simply as an informational item to let you all know that this is now available, once again, on our website at fremontco.com. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns with anything that you see, please contact your commissioners, and we'll be happy to have a conversation about that.
And we'd like to give a big shout out to Tammy Childs for putting this together. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Tammy.
Tammy is our HR director, and she has taken over the really big task. It's a huge task of organizing all of the information that we receive from all of our departments, as well as I mentioned, from some of our elected officials. And so they put together all of their information. I would extend the thank you to each of them because this is a big undertaking every year. But we think it's really important to let our citizens know how their taxpayer funds are being spent every single year. So this is our attempt to do that. So yes, thank you so much, Tammy. All right, moving on to number 11. We have a resolution extending the expiration date for Fremont County ambulance licenses and permits to July 31st of 2020. So the reason that we have this before us today, we generally, as a board, we are responsible for licensing every ambulance that runs through Fremont County and in Fremont County every year. Typically, this is done at this meeting, the second meeting of March, because licenses are renewed as of April 1st each year. However, the person who is a county employee who does those ambulance inspections is our emergency manager, Michael Kroll. And as you can all imagine, Michael is incredibly busy right now dealing with the COVID-19 virus. So he had an in-person conversation with me about a week ago and asked if there was any chance that we would be willing to extend this to give Michael an opportunity to get caught up, to do everything that he's doing right now with COVID-19, and then to perform these inspections at a later date. So we're prepared this morning with a resolution, that will be resolution number 23, to extend the expiration date to July 31st of 2020. I'm not sure I don't feel the need to read this entire thing. I'm not certain that we have any other explanation that we need. Gentlemen, comments?
I agree with you. I don't believe, I thought your explanation was excellent. So, Madam Chair, I move to approve resolution number 23, resolution extending the expiration date for Fremont County ambulance licenses and permits to July 31st, 2020.
Second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 23, extending the expiration date for Fremont County ambulance licenses and permits currently to July 31st of 2020. Further discussion?
I guess I just want to point out that this won't change anything with the ambulances, the way they're running or stocked or the way they're supposed to carry on business. So it's just an extension of their current permit.
And this will extend it only until its regular renewal time. This is not a permanent change for those, as a word of explanation to all ambulance licensing companies, that you will be expected to renew this again next March, not next July. Okay, anything further? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, up next, we have a request from Ed Norton, former Fremont County Commissioner, to move from an alternate member to a regular member of the Board of Zoning Adjustment. This term would end February 28th of 2023. Sean, did you have anything that you wanted to address with this request?
No, Ed's been associate member for a while, and I think he'll be good as a standard member for BOCC.
All right, thank you.
Madam Chair, we did get a letter from Ed with his interest going from an associate to a permanent board member. Had a cramp there.
Ow.
So I move to approve the appointment of Ed Norton from the alternate member to a regular board member of Zoning and Adjustment with a term ending February 28, 2023.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to appoint Ed Norton as a regular member of the Board of Zoning Adjustment, moving him up from an alternate member. This new term will end on February 28th of 2023. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, item 13, to reappoint Dave Bowden as a member of the Board of Zoning Adjustment with the same term ending February 28th of 2023. I also know that we all have seen an email from Dave requesting this reappointment.
Well, with that, Madam Chair, Dave Bowden has been a good member of the Fremont County Board of Zoning Adjustments. I move that we approve his reappointment for a 3-year term expiring February 28th, 2023.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to reappoint Dave Bowden as a member of the Board of Zoning Adjustment with the term ending February 28th of 2023. Sean, I do apologize. I did not ask you if you had any comments about Dave.
No, Mr. Bolden's been on for a while and does a good job, so I think it'll be good to continue having him on the board.
All right, thank you for that. Anything further?
I have one deal of discussion. With the appointment of Ed to the regular board member, we do have an opening as an alternate. We will be advertising for that, but if anybody's interested in that position, get a hold of Sean in Planning and Zoning Department and discuss that with him. We'd appreciate the interest.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the final item on our agenda today is Resolution Number 24, adopting temporary meeting rules and procedures concerning telephonic or electronic participation. And I'm going to ask our county attorney, Brenda Jackson, if she would take a moment to describe what we're doing today.
Sure. The board has full authority to call an emergency meeting for various matters, but the statute on open meetings doesn't specifically provide for electronic participation. And generally, it is thought among governing boards that it's not a good idea to have electronic participation except in extraordinary circumstances, and we happen to be in extraordinary circumstances. So in light of the current situation, being under an emergency declaration, the resolution before you provides for some rules regarding electronic participation and electronic meetings of the board and then of the members of the board. And the resolution also would apply to appointed boards such as the Planning Commission, Board of Zoning Adjustment, Airport Advisory Board, and the like, so that they can continue to have public meetings by electronic participation. And then there are some language, there's some language in the resolution that explains how that's done and how the meetings still are public meetings and public participation in those. So that's the resolution before you, to set rules regarding participation electronically.
And still ensuring maximum transparency. We're not trying to hide anything.
That's a really big part of this.
Yeah.
I also was just going to make the comment, we are not approving this and now saying everything that we are doing is going to this sort of a meeting, because we are not. Our concern is that one or more of your commissioners at some point in time could end up in isolation and having to be segregated from each other and not even coming into this building. If something that drastic is going to happen, we truly do understand the need to continue doing public business. And so that's why this resolution is before us this morning. And I also would add, I would be remiss if I did not mention that our county attorney, Brenda Jackson, certainly has been earning her keep the last couple of weeks. We've kept her very, very busy with all of the emergency meetings, emergency resolutions, this new resolution. It seems like every other day or every other hour we're asking her to do something different for us. So your work has not gone unnoticed, and we thank you for that.
Well, I'd like to also add that in this resolution that we're doing this for 90 days, so it's not a permanent solution unless we amend it within that 90-day window. So this resolution is for 90 days.
90 days only, correct.
And with that, Madam Chair, I move to approve resolution number 29, which is to adopt a
24.
Or I'm sorry, 24. I can't read my own writing, I guess. 24, resolution number 24, which is to adopt a temporary meeting rules and procedures concerning telephonic or electronic participation in our meetings.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 24, adopting temporary meeting rules and procedures concerning telephonic or electronic participation. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I would like to make one final note to all of the public out there, including our media. Please do not forget that Fremont County is open for business. Every department, every elected official, we are continuing to work here in our buildings. We are not allowing the general public access, but we are working individual with folks to deal with whatever it might be they need to deal with. Please, please contact the office that you need to do business with. to see how we can best serve you. And again, I would thank all of our staff, our employees, our elected officials, our directors and department heads, everyone else for working with us and continuing to do an incredible job during this time. So, all right, anything else? All right, we are adjourned. That was actually fun. Oh,
We all
can't read
had
my own
screws.
writing.
Minor ones.
Oh, you already fixed it. That's it.
At least we're used to having a meeting in an empty room.
Yeah.
Let's do the resolution.